Have a look at that one there. Look at the size of it. See it there? It's huge. There's another one here. Big one over there. Another one over here. We've got about 4 or 5 growing here, folks. These are doing really well. The tomatoes, just showing you how big they are. We're going for the biggest, if I can say it without choking, the biggest tomato. Last year it was 2.45 kilos, something like that. I don't know if I'm going to get to 2.45, but I'm going to pass the 1 kilo mark, that's for sure. Now, these are doing really well. I've shown you these a few times. I want to show you one over here. That's taken a turn for the worst. Now, I'll bring you up to speed with this garden bed. This is the bed that we filled in with some fresh composted soil from a garden supply. And with all due respect to the company who own that centre, they don't make the stuff. And whatever was brought in here has actually done a lot of damage to my garden. Now, this is the second year that I'm planting in here. That bed there is empty now because I've just cut back all the chicory. Got rid of all that and the endives. The last bed's doing well because we've added our compost, superfood and cocoa peat. This one we didn't. Or if we did, we only added a little bit here. The chickens have got in here, they've eaten the carrots, they pulled them out while they were young. And I tried to grow some tomatoes on this trellis here. Last year we tried to grow some beans and we failed because of the soil. The silver bed's all been cut back, so it's pretty much ready for another planting or a clean-up, because I don't think these tomatoes are going to do any well. And besides that, this was doing mighty well up to recently. About 2 days ago, I rocked up home and I found this wilted like that, just suddenly overnight. Now, to work out what's happened, it doesn't look like it's been cooked by the sun. It doesn't look like, it's been affected above ground by an insect or disease, because right next to it is another one which is, holding its ground, considering we know that the soil's not the best, and that's why the plants aren't doing the best in here. They're getting there. We've added stuff into it, but there's only so much I can add to it without taking it all out again. But for what reason this one's died, I have no idea, so let's investigate, huh? We're going to take it out. Now, what can kill it from the ground? What? Nematodes, knots in the roots. We can have that. We can have a borer that's gone through the stem, and we'll check the stem at the bottom when I pull it out. So there's nothing wrong with this. I'm just going to cut it back down, folks. There's no point in... Yeah, they're gone soft. Feel it. Oh, you can't feel it. Come and feel it. Look how soft it is. See that? It's super soft. It's actually stopped sucking up moisture, as you can tell, because it's already wilting. So the fruit are going to be discarded as well. Now, if you're using the tape tool that we have, these are the little plastic ties or the tape that ties around the tomato vine itself. Do take them off. Don't throw them on the ground. They're plastic. I know there's a little bit of plastic there. Do collect it. It's a small amount of plastic for a big benefit as far as maintenance in the garden is concerned. So put these aside here for now. Now we're going to pull this out. Close your eyes if you don't like what I'm about to do, folks. Now, before we do that, I forgot to test the soil. That's the first thing we should be doing. I know what's going to happen here. I'm going to pull it out anyway. But the 4-in-1 soil survey instrument will give us the light. We don't care about the light. The temperature, yes, we care about the temperature in the soil. The moisture in the soil we do, and the pH. And we've got 4 different measurements. So we've got the pH. Let's do the pH. Now, I have added my own stuff in here. I can't expect it to be acidic, and I reckon it'll be neutral. And I haven't done a test, folks, honestly. Just wait for it to take its measurement. We'll leave that in there for a few seconds, maybe a minute. So we're sitting at neutral at the moment, which is perfect, really is. So what's killed this plant? Let's check the moisture level. And we've got a temperature of 23 degrees Celsius, and it's wet. Is it too wet? Because it had wet plus on it, so it may be sitting in wet feet there, folks. So, all right, let's pull it out. Oh, my big malacca. See the cocoa pot? The peat pot? That was a big malacca. Look how clean the roots are. But look at this. It's been chewed off. Look at that. I haven't got my glasses on, I can't see closely, but that is damage. That has been damaged around the stem, folks. You can see that. It's all gone soft. Let me cut it open. So that's the old root ball, and the peat pod and the roots have grown through. just starting to come on. It's a bit dark in the middle. Look at that, right. It's actually rotted in the middle. So it's not the soil, folks. It's actually a pest. A grub got in there. I should go and get my glasses because I'm actually guessing what I'm looking at the moment. Have a look at that. What a mess that is, eh? So that is the sap flow. My dirty nails. That's where the sap flows, obviously, from the inside of the outer skin. So that's where all the main moisture is. And if that's all been decayed and rotted out, something's hit it from the outside or it's outside in. I need my glasses. I can't do this. This is killing me. I've got to see. What is going on here? Is there a little borer in there or something? See, that's pretty hard and woody there. But look at that in there. Yep. That's stem borer. That's what happens. It starts off like that. If I can find the little critter, I'm going to squash him. Yeah. That's the frass from the larvae. It's boring in through the stem. He only just started on the bloody plant. Look at that there. So you never see it from the outside. And in one day, on a hot day, look, that's stem borer. It's gone through the guts of it, entered through here somewhere, and enjoying himself. There we are, we found the little bastard. Sorry for swearing, there we are. Have a look at him. That little thing there killed my big malacca. Sorry about that, the wind just blew it away. We're trying to focus in on it. So that's what the problem is, stem borer. And that's, oh look, I cast myself back 30 years in the retail garden industry, and I used to get people walking in almost every day in the season of tomato growing, and they'd be bringing me samples like that and saying, what's wrong with it? And that was the first thing I would find in it. So we've tested and eliminated the soil, so we've done a 4-in-1 testing, and you can see the soil's neutral. It is wet, maybe too wet at the bottom, but that's okay, because the other plants aren't suffering. This one was. So we eliminated the wetness because we realised what else it was. It wasn't a disease above ground or anything. It's hot weather, knocked the plant out. The little grub got in there and done a wonderful job, and he was only just starting. Now, this is a hot spot. If this was in morning sun, afternoon shade, this would not have wilted so quickly. So therefore, by the time I would have picked up on that, the damage would have been far more excessive. We would have had more growth, more fruit like this, wrinkling away, shriveling away. So look at that, can you see the wrinkles on it? It's almost like a reptile. It's gone real leathery on the outside, folks. That's because it was shrinking. There was no hope in keeping it. Well, I'm glad it wasn't a disease and it was only stem borer, because there's nothing to worry about next door there, as long as these ones start to wilt as well. Now, talking about pests and diseases, folks, snails and slugs, folks, and sladers, in fact, are really coming back into season. So the hot weather's scared them away, but now that we're going into autumn, look, they're still out and about, but they'll be more prevalent in autumn, especially winter, early spring. And I, as you know, have never used snail bait in my life. I hate the stuff, meaning I hate the stuff that's been circulating for a while, which is the toxic stuff. They're listed in the poison, what do they call it? Poison schedule, metaldehyde, and let me read the other one. I can't remember it. That's how much I hate it. Methiocarb. Now, those two ones, you know, they're listed all around the world, and in fact, they've been banned in many countries. We're a little bit off the take there as far as what we sell on our shelves. Now, for those who know, or those who don't know, I should say, those snail baits, they poison the wildlife, you know, your pets, dogs, cats, fish. It kills even microbes in the soil. I mean, it's really that toxic. It's a product that you don't want to be putting into your garden, especially when it comes to having pets around the household. And let alone, you know, the birds coming in to pick up something thinking they're a little worm and things like that. They've got Bitrex in it, which means it's a deterrent. It's a bitter taste for the animals. But look, I don't even know what the stats are, but I'm going to look it up after this and see how many animals are submitted to the veterinary hospital, the local vet, with food poisoning from snail bait. I can bet you it's more than 10,000, I reckon. Anyway, to the topic is, I'm excited to say now, Eradicate's been around a while, but this is the first one that's just come out as Eradicate Eco, which means it is certified organic. Let me pull it up straight there for you. Now, certified organic, it means it's gone through the stringent testing to show that whatever's in here is non-toxic. It's not listed in the list of poison schedules. So, folks, if you're going to use a snail bait, look, there are other ones in the industry. This is iron-based. As you can see here, there's only 10 grams of active constituent, is that what they call it? constituent, yep. 10 grams per kilogram of, see again, no glasses, iron powder. So it is an iron base, and that's what it does to the snails. It kills them by iron. It causes them to stop or to lose their appetite, go back into their shell or shelter that they have, and then become paralysed, and they die slowly. So they don't die out in the open, they die under cover where you don't see them, and they become part of the food source. Now, this is the stuff, and this is what it looks like. It's only 70 grams per square metre. Sorry, I take that back, because I think 70 grams, but you know, the old measurement that we have, it's 70 granules. Can I count out? Let's have a look at that. Let's just do an average. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15, 30, 60, 70, you reckon? Here, a couple more. All right. This table is not 1 square metre. All right. This is probably about 700 round, the table. And it says to apply this many granules in 1 square metre. So it's out here somewhere, folks. That's how little you need. And again, it may attract your pets to it. So do put it on sparingly like that, because that's all you need. It will attract the snails as well. And the pets won't get sick from this. Apparently, while the trials have been done, it says tick for dogs, tick for cats, tick for birds, and our reptiles and wildlife that we have there, folks, at lizards. So Eradicate is out, Eradicate Eco is out, certified organic, available from our website, Vasili'sGarden.com. And FlexiFrames, just wanted to say that. I slapped that up yesterday pretty quickly. And I was just standing back before, and I thought, you know what? That reminds me of the old seesaws, swings that we used to go at the park. I mean, they're still there, but I haven't been for a long time. If this was rigid enough, I tell you, I'd hang a couple of tyres, car tyres off this and turn it into a swing set. But no, you can't. But for tomatoes, it's perfect. Real quick, I've got the 3 here that we're doing our trials with all our wonderful products. We've got a lot going on here at the moment, folks. We've got compost that we're trialling here. We've got the superfood as well that's come along. We've got the snail bait coming on. We've also got emulsion that's going to come out soon. So stay tuned. Lots of exciting things and times coming up ahead for us. And as you know, it's got to be certified. It's got to be tested, strictly tested, so we know exactly what's going on with the product before we release it. And we have got the surveys out there, the sensory surveys. We'll keep you posted on some of the data that we get back as it comes through, so you too yourself can learn and see what everybody else is doing with our products. Check it out, Vasili'sGarden.com. The snail bait, Eradicate Eco, and the superfood is available for you. From me, Vasili, Maresi.